Hi again, my creative friends. It's been a while since I was recording on this sofa, but I think it's high time for the next video journal. And I know that some of you're waiting for this kind of like a chit chat I've got with you, so I decided now it's the right time. Please try to ignore all the distractions that may be showing here, because by now we've got a little kitten. So she is lovely, she's super sweet, but also as a kitten, she's really impossible to control. So, just enjoy the random appearances of a little Yaga. That's her name. So let's start. I've made kind of a list of the topics that I think may be interesting for you. They're mostly the questions that I am asked when I am teaching the classes, and I try to encourage people to ask me questions and take the advantage of the moment when we are in the classroom together working. And sometimes the questions are really interesting. Sometimes questions they repeat and they repeat quite often. So those questions I try to write down now, and I will try to answer them also here in the video journals. And one of the most popular questions I'm getting is what is mixed media, and when was the time when I started doing mixed media, and is it really something that complicated or not? So let me tell you what I think, and I hope you will feel a little bit encouraged, because I strongly believe art is for everybody who has got this natural feeling that they want to do it, they really should do it. What is really mixed media? It's hard to answer, because this is the word that you can imagine as a big bag that we are trying to use to pack all these sorts of techniques and creative ideas people have. So these are not just one style projects. So let's say if you're a watercolor artist and you're making watercolor picture, you're painting beautiful flowers, you're painting a dog, you're painting illustration for a book. This is going to be watercolor. But then if you're going to incorporate any kind of extra ingredients in there, maybe you're going to use glitters, mica flakes, you are going to put some tapes, washi, whatever you like, this is turning into mixed media, because you're introducing another product into it. So as you can see, mixed media is a huge word, like a rich, huge category that you can really use to describe almost everything that people do, which is a little bit more than this standard techniques that we should all learn and master if you want to be a proper artist, as we say. In my opinion, mixed media is just the purest essence of creativity, which means you just create with what you've got, and the way you are able, or the way you want to show your emotions, your message, what you like, to tell a story, to create something that is going to be inspiring for others, inspiring for you. Just create. Yes, this is my dog as well. One of the great examples of classical mixed media would be collage, because collage is based on gluing and adding colors, adding inks or paints to add some special details to it. So is it for you? I would say, if you like creativity, if you like making things, if you are interested in experimenting, in trying new products, mixing them with each other, not exactly always following the directions or the official use of them. If you want to see what else you can do with the products you've got, you're probably on the right track to turn into mixed media artist. Because I think mixed media comes from a natural curiosity, from a natural will to play and experiment, and strong drive to create no matter what. At least it was working for me this way. The more adventurous you are, the more interesting results you may get. And I know really what is happening here. this is probably the art you should try, I think. Let's say you are watercolor artist and you feel like watercolors are not giving you exactly what you wanted. But let's say you are, getting tempted to try a little bit extras, like some shimmer here, a little bit of paste there. You are just turning into like a little bit of the mad scientist. You are just trying to see what is happening. This is turning you into not just pure watercolor artist, but into mixed media artist. But you know what I think? The names are not important. I believe the names are not really changing the quality of the projects or the art pieces we are making. If you compare different artists that are known for making mixed media projects, their creative way of expression, their vocabulary, the products they're using, the ways they're using them are very different. Some people go completely flat with a lot of color. Some people go very dimensional. Some people love to just go in a very muted color palette. Some other are super bright. But they are the same still. They're still named as mixed media artists. And if you would like to try to play with more than you have already on your projects, I would strongly encourage you to do so, because this is so fun and this is giving you the freedom and the pure pleasure, and there's this flow that is going to happen for you. I hope something that you may discover that you are so encouraged and so enjoying the process that you want to create more and more. And that's what happened for me. I wasn't really planning to become a mixed media artist. It just happened by accident, and absolutely love it. So the next question is how it happened that I started making mixed media projects, and why. I get that question a lot, and when I try to think about the whole process, it is not that complicated. First of all, let's place it in time and in the right place. It is all happening in 2009, 2008, 2009 and 10 in Poland. And this is the time when paper crafts and scrapbooking and in general handcrafting is finally coming back in the Polish community. For a long time, arts and crafts were not really appreciated. So a group of my friends, they know that I am a bit crafty, I like to draw, and I was doing some decoupage. They push me strongly towards scrapbooking. They want to sit together and create. They're lovely friends, so they share their supplies, very limited and very hard to get supplies, because they want me to do the same thing. They want the social aspect of that, to bond us together. And thanks to them, I discover first techniques, papers, flowers, stamps, and some of these I love, and some of these are absolutely not my cup of tea. And this is getting complicated. Just try to imagine when there are literally no shops in Poland selling proper scrapbooking supplies, the ones that we would consider to be mainstream at the moment. So no American Crafts Prima, no Graphic 45. At that time, we were all excited about basic grey papers, autumn leaves, stamps, or fancy pants stamps. These companies probably don't exist anymore, most of them. So the problem was I was not really on the same page with my friends. I don't like very sweet and sugary and feminine projects. My interest goes mostly towards things which are vintage, antique. They are more heavy and rusty. They are just different look. They are more mechanical, more deep and more recycled than the typical scrapbooking projects, even at that time. And I will try to show you some of my first projects I made when I was learning what to do. So on one side, we've got all these beautiful ready-to-use papers and tapes and stickers, and on the other side, it's me, and I know how to use them. I keep learning from what I see online, and I try to arrange. I learn about general rules, how to use products together, and then I don't feel it. So I got some ideas. I can find things I love on the flea market, right? Flea market, perfect source, not expensive. A lot of cool stuff. You can buy a lot of old papers and mechanical parts. But then, the problem is how to put them on the project. Like sticking half of the alarm clock on the scrapbook page is not going to work. So there is like a certain problem that I don't really know how to use the things that I'm able to get. So again, I'm trying to find solutions. I'm experimenting and playing, and I'm moving towards things that we would call grungy and mixed media instead of traditional scrapbooking and mini bookmaking or card making. And this is this is the process that is going through 2-3 years. And we discover more grungy style. We all, this is the time when we find Tim Holtz. He's the god at the moment. And we want to go towards that style. We love this vintage feeling. There are some friends who are like me. But again, the problem is it's so hard to get these things. And then we try to subsidize. We try to find ways. And I was probably one of the most extreme ones at the moment. I was really trying to find my way to express myself. I wanted to use the things that they had stories. They had some history in them. I was finding old photos. I was using the photos that I told you. I keep collecting them. And it was not coming together easily. I was struggling with the lack of the proper supplies, the ways to how to put these things together. So I had to experiment. I had to learn through watching other people's projects. There were no tutorials really available at that time. There were no teachers around me. I could not take a class from anyone around me. At that time, there were no scrapbooking or mixed media teachers in Poland at all. And I really wanted to create. So I started gathering some bits and pieces of information from my friends online, and some of my friends who had a little bit of the artistic knowledge, or they had some proper artistic training. I was asking questions, and then I discovered some of the solutions, such as modeling paste or gel medium or some stronger glues. And then I discovered alcohol inks and glimmer mist, some sprays, and that gave me finally some tools. And I could, step by step, move towards the style that I really like, and it really shows my personality. And it was process, and it was a lot of hit and miss, and it was a lot of experiments, but it worked. I never planned to be full-time mixed media teacher, designer, an artist, but yet somehow I am here. And it wasn't planned. It just happened as a natural process, because I just started teaching classes, showing people what I know, what I learned myself, and then it all gravitated towards what I'm doing now. But at the time, it was really a crazy ride. It was just playing, challenging myself, but also taking part in challenges where they were published, and just trying to express what you feel, what you are, what are your interests, what is your really personality and your personal vocabulary. You're just showing all that. And mine is apparently coming from a very different background to most of the people that would be doing scrapbooking at that time. I am more on this vintage side, because this is what I loved for a very long time. I was always interested in history, in fantastic literature, so fantasy and science fiction and the books that would be like, all around all my life. Before I was a bookworm, so I had all that images in my head and I was trying to let them out, right? You can tell I am kind of visual storyteller, but I use mixed media to tell you the stories that I believe have some impact. They may have some impact, they have meaning for me. But step by step I found my own niche, I found my friends, we were learning from each other. It was such a great experience, and I really believe you can do it too, because there are so many friendly people out there who are going to help you, who are going to give you some hints. And now if you want to move towards any kind of creativity, you've got amazing access to the tutorials of different kinds or YouTube videos. You can try checking the magazines, books. You can learn from the artists because they're really willing to share. There are a lot of teachers who are really professional and they can give you a lot of shortcuts. Because when I had to learn, I had to take the scenic route and I didn't really have this ability to ask questions, because there was nobody around me who would give me all the answers. I had to find things, and it is possible, but now it is easier and easier to find your tribe as well. It was not so easy when I was starting, and still I found people who were thinking the same way as I do. So I really believe you should just not be afraid and try it. So if you're thinking that you don't have any proper training, you don't know where to start, just think about me when I didn't really have any of that, and I still was able to just push myself towards all that, and I was creating fearlessly. I didn't have any fear in me. My husband was encouraging, my friends were encouraging, and I made a lot of interesting projects at that time with what I was given. I was going really crazy. Just this one here behind me, it's one of the very old ones I made, and I still like it, and I think there's still some value in it, and I think you can just let yourself play. This is like the most important factor in it. If you want to create, you should just create. Don't think that lack of supplies is stopping you. It's not true. Don't think that if you're going to buy this next amazing product, it's going to change your work completely and you have to wait with your creativity until it happens. No, create with what you've got. And then once you know yourself, know your language, know your personality, you buy the things that are going to speak to you, to your heart, which are going to be your cup of tea. Because when you are on the beginning of your way, creative way, you don't really know yet what is your thing. And I experimented with a lot of supplies, and some of them were great, some of them were, they were okay, some of them were a big disappointment, and some of them I would never touch with anything. I would not touch them with a stick again, because they are not for me. And you should just give yourself permission to play and don't expect great results right away, because before you're going to be a master in something, you have to spend some time on practicing, and this is a natural process. I know in today's world we are used to having the instant gratification, and we are expecting everything will work right away and you will see the results. Yes, it is possible to take a lot of shortcuts, but I will really encourage you to take the scenic route as well. Because if you're going to just go straight to the point, thinking, okay, this is gesso and you use it for this and this, you will never discover the whole range of the other possibilities you could discover if you were a little bit crazy and fearless and go through the bushes and shrubs and flower pond, whatever, the scenic way. And then this experience is building your own creative voice as well. You are not following the other people's path. you are just discovering that for yourself. You can claim that land as yours, and you will know that you got it because you were just, trying hard. It was not like, oh, somebody told me I will try it. No, you played. You really put your hands in it. How does it feel? I think it feels great. There are so many people you can ask for help now. There are so many creative sources you can use that you will certainly feel that you are not alone. So I want you to try. I want you to discover this huge world of creativity, including mixed media, and really give yourself permission to play and understand that what you think may be a mistake is in fact a step on your own unique path. And it may be step into the bushes at the moment, but sometimes in the bushes there are the best findings. And because you learned that that was not a good idea, next time you are going to take another path, right? So there are just coincidences, not really mistakes. So I hope that is going to give you some strength and some encouragement, because I always say, if I could do it, anybody can do it. And I want you to really enjoy the ride, the stroll through the beautiful world of creativity. And I hope mixed media is not going to be so strange and mysterious word anymore. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to make sure you won't miss any of the new videos, tutorials, video journals, just anything. That helps a lot, and this way you are going to get the information about the videos first. That's kind of cool option, I think. So see you again, and I hope you enjoy the video.